Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to show you quickly and easily how you clean and calibrate a niche zero. Let's get into it. So first and foremost, unplug the unit. We don't want any electrical power. Secondly, the tools that we're going to need. Firstly is the 10mm included screwdriver with the socket on the end. Obviously if you've got your own 10mm you can use that. The included brush, nice and handy. And then thirdly, something that's not included, a set of Allen keys. So first things first, what we're going to do is we're going to take that 10mm and we're just going to unscrew the middle piece. So might be a little bit tight, we'll unscrew that. Take out the screw and the anti-popcorn disc, we'll put that to one side. Next, without touching the black lower ring, we'll leave that where it is. So just take the silver top and unscrew this all the way. Take it all the way off. Keep going until it comes off. Second piece, put it to one side. Now take out the outer burr, which is sat on springs. So obviously, as you can see, I've not cleaned this grinder for probably a month or so, maybe longer. Take out the little center piece on the inner burr, then remove the inner burr. It comes out nicely. Then finally remove the sweeper, and as you can see. So after we've done that, take the springs out, because I don't know if you can see, coffee does get, wherever there is an open hole, you can get coffee. Take the springs out. You could tip the grinder up or do what I'm doing and just try and pick them out. You probably easier just tip the grinder up, to be honest. So we'll take those out. Now let's start cleaning. So what I will start with, the machine just there, we'll take the brush and just sweep around the outside. So basically we're pushing everything in. So basically give that a sweep, push everything into that middle. And then what we're going to do there is, because we sweep and we'll sweep out of the chute, it'll all land in the grinds cup. So we're making just that little bit less mess, you could say. So a good sweep in there. Inside, you've got those, all your bolt heads. Make sure you get nicely in those. I wouldn't say spend too much time, and I also wouldn't say remove them either. I don't think it's necessary to try and clean to that level. Then just take the brush, try and get down to there. Then what I like to do is just give it a bit of a knockabout. You know, it's a quality item. It can deal with a little bit of shock. So from there, look, you can already see. Look at the grinds cup already from that bottom. And then what I like to do is just tap the chute. You can see it already starting to collect grinds. Then I take the brush. We give it a little bit of a sweep. You should just about be able to see the brush coming through the top. And if you put your finger up the exit chute, you should be able to then get the brush, feel it, feel for anything in there. Give that a quick sweep. You can also take off this bottom plate, but for me, I've never really done that. I've done it once or twice. I don't really find there's anything underneath. So that's the main unit done. Another shake, move that out the way. Then if we take the top lid from here, just give it a brush. You might find there's some coffee oil, so you can use your finger or use a cloth, whatever you feel is necessary to remove those excess oils to get a nice shiny finish again. Flip it over again. Just take your brush. Don't have to be too fancy, you can give it a good agitation. Leave that there. We'll just brush off this lower plate as well. That can go back on. We'll take the sweeper burr. So as you can see, just take everything, just give this a brush until you see the clean aluminium. So just keep brushing it, look, brush, brush, brush. Take the included brush. Works perfectly fine, the included brush, you don't need anything else. That cleans that sweeper up nicely. So there we go, it's nice and clean. We'll take the outer burr. You'll see, or you may notice, and say, Steve, look, yours looks slightly discoloured. What's all that? Well, that's from using RDT. So that's a slight bit of water discoloration on the burrs. Niche don't recommend it. I don't really know why. It's not going to cause any damage or harm to the burr itself, it's still super sharp, and I've had this over a year now. So there's a nice clean Mazza inner burr with all coffee grounds removed. So then we'll take the outer burr. As you can see, the bottom is covered, so we'll get to there. So we're just going to clean this off. Clean, get that there. Start to sweep inside. Sweep from top to bottom, so sweep one way, sweep the other, sweep round, sweep through. Do whatever you desire fit really to try and remove it. And then here is where the Allen key comes in. So you move the excess grounds out of there. We take that there. You're going to want, I believe, a 4mm Allen key. Yep, 4mm. And we're just going to undo these 3 Allen head bolts here. And you watch. Got coffee already coming out of those screw heads already. And give them a little upside down tap. Remove the remaining grinds that are left in there. So let's take that one out. Tap. Third one. Tap. And then look, if we remove the burr, look at all of that grind in there. Because this is actually the top. See, it's cut out. Look at all that's just come out of there. Look at that. And I don't think many people actually take this piece apart. I'm just dropping it. So this plastic piece, again, give it a wipe. This is basically sort of the outer burr carrier. Give that a nice wipe. And then obviously the burr, where we couldn't clean because we hadn't actually opened it. Now we can, look, so now we can dust that off. Lovely jubbly. Then you can also get really into the burr as well because you've now got more access. Get into all of those holes which are there, give it a tap. Again, it's a nice solid piece of, I guess it's probably cast of something. It lines up, so you cannot get it wrong. So what I tend to do is, I'll show you, I drop the 3 bolts back in. This will then leave them protruding out of the bottom. And then from there, we can just do a nice simple line up, hold the 2 together, start by hand so we don't cross thread. There we go, 1, 2, 3, they're nicely in, and then just tighten that down at the end. And then finally, just a nip up, nothing super, you don't need to go mad here because you've got to be careful, don't tighten them too tight because basically the top piece is plastic with a little, I believe, like a brass insert, so don't be too over the top with tightening it. Now let's just quickly sort of move all this out the way. So I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's see how much I just got out of this. So let's take, if you can see that off camera, or you can just see. So what we're going to do is, let's turn the scale on. Let's grab as much of this as we can. Right, so we're zeroed out. Let's see how much we've got on the grinder. This is actually quite a lot. And as I say, I've probably not cleaned this for maybe, I can't remember, but it's not, we're not talking like 6 months ago, put it that way, but maybe talking a few months. 0.5 of a gram. So half a gram of retention for probably, let's say 2 months. So that's not bad at all, is it? That is not bad at all. Let's give that getting grounds everywhere now. Let's give the Luna a quick wipe. Right then. So let's start the rebuild. Let's bring all these pieces back. Bring the grinder into view. So what we're going to do is we'll start with the sweeper. Drops down. Then we'll put the springs in. I like to put them in this order. So there's the springs. Then we're going to put the inner burr. Now making sure you line the burr up with the key. So you've got a key there to line up with this little guy. So put that into there. That lines that up. You know it's in line because when you try and turn it all, it'll be one unit. Then from there, I like to put the outer on. So drop that in. Again, you'll know that's in place because it gives it a nice spring. Then from there, put this centerpiece back on. And what I would say with this is, finger tight all the way down, and then it will tighten up and the burr will start to spin. So as you can see, the burr is starting to spin. Then from there, just give it a nip. So a 1, 2. That is more than suitable. So now to calibrate. Obviously the calibration mark is up the top over here. So let me just move it a little bit more into the camera. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn anti-clockwise this top piece, and you'll hear it sort of skipping on the top of the threads. So that's good. That means we're lined. So when we start to turn, we know that we're at the top of the threads. So we start to turn now. We come down. We keep going. Remembering we haven't adjusted the black bottom with the ball bearing. And we keep tightening, and you'll see it start to get stiff. And what you want to do is, the idea is to tighten until you can't tighten anymore. Now, obviously, there is going to be some variability, because every time you do tighten this, you're going to get somewhere different every time, because you're probably going to use a different amount of force. But I am probably happy with where I am. That's tight. And if you look at mine, there is the ball bearing. It is lined up with calibrate, and that is it. So next time you pull a shot, and that is it, you're done. Niche 0, cleaned and calibrated.